Do you know what I thought we could do, lads? It's a futile task, but should we try and build out a Premier League table of how it's going to look next season? This is our ridiculously early Premier League prediction.
This is just the type of content that gets clipped. Clipped every week.
We can't win here. We just can't win.
I got Brentford relegated, they win the league, and I'm just viral for the next 10 years.
I haven't seen Arsenal kick a pre-season ball yet.
No.
I haven't seen any football. I don't know anything.
No. It's very, very difficult, futile, but fun.
Yeah, we're just going off of what we've seen.
Should we agree on a table, or should we argue?
I think let's agree. Let's try and agree anyway. Let's try and agree. Because ultimately, it's only the crucial points that matter. It's like who's going down, who's qualifying for Europe, who's winning the league. That's what really needs to happen. Like, it's almost insignificant who finishes 11th and 12th. So we can interchange amongst that, and I'll certainly fall on my sword.
I wrote a list anyway. So.
Oh, you've got a list?
Yeah, I just wrote my list just for my own.
It's impressive.
I think, I mean, do you want to start at the bottom?
I think...
No, let's start from top to bottom.
Start on the top.
I think we should... No, we should start...
From the bottom?
We should start from the bottom now we're here,
We started from the bottom now. You done it, that was good, Rory. That was good.
Copyright strike.
Okay, right. Who's going down?
Well, Miles, who's your bottom three? Do you want to start?
Yeah.
Start us off.
My bottom three is my little nephew Jackson is gonna hate me for this because he's an Ipswich fan and I love him and I want the Arsenal to stay up. But
Well, I've got an Ipswich. That's interesting.
Yeah.
Why is your cousin an Ipswich fan? Did your cousin live over there?
He's my little nephew, so basically his dad, Chris, is my best friend. So it's his son, Jackson. Yeah, he's from over there, but he supports Liverpool, Chrissy.
Right.
And then Jackson one day just,
Ipswich?
Yeah, he goes with his granddad. He's been to all the games.
Oh, he goes. Okay, he goes. Right. Oh, nice.
That's fine.
The season before last, he went to all the games. This season, he went to all the games, saw them get promoted. He's got the kit.
Yeah,
he's an Arsenal fan. He's up the tractor, boys.
You know my mate Addy?
This
You
is him,
know
though.
Addy Oladipo? His nephew's just signed for Ipswich. I just saw the
is
paper.
it?
Yeah, he's now in
sick.
Ipswich.
Yeah,
and his
yeah,
nephew.
yeah.
So I don't want you to be right here.
Yeah,
but
I don't want to be
I don't
right
want
here.
you to be right here.
I think Ipswich have made some great signings. They've got Delap in. They got a few good young players.
Clever loan, like they did it with Amari Hutchinson.
Amari Hutchinson. So good players, but inexperienced in the Prem.
Yeah,
and that's what it's like.
It could be a bit.
How
too much.
good is the manager? Like ultimately, it's going to come down to: is Kieran McKenna an absolute genius and somehow can go promotion, survival, or is that just
in between that, turning down the Man United job?
Yeah. Because he was on the
Turning
short.
down
He was at least interviewed for it.
shortlist,
He was
yeah.
talked to, so he clearly believes in the project at Ipswich.
Listen, if he stays up this season, if he does stay up with him getting him promoted, and then staying up within the first season,
Oh, it's the greatest contribution.
it's-
Yeah, it's the greatest contribution that anyone has had at that club since. Well, I mean, they won a European trophy, didn't they?
Yeah.
Yeah, Bobby Robson.
okay.
Bobby Robson won a European trophy for Ipswich. Yeah.
Yeah, so I got Forest.
I've got Forest in my bottom three.
Oh,
I was going
really?
Forest.
Yeah.
Forest had just spent 40 million on Elliot Anderson. Forest have been a mess of a club off the pitch.
Yeah, they've been getting.
Do you not think that
It's gonna
say
it's a
they
ticking
keep
time
holding?
bomb.
Yeah,
It's coming.
it's gonna catch up.
I know what you mean. There's an inevitability that they go down or qualify for Europe.
Yeah,
Like, I don't know
they
what.
go there
Yeah.
or they go there.
Yeah.
They've been getting away with it. They just
keep
Let's
if you
keep
keep knocking
the
on the
flow.
door, someone's going to
Yeah.
answer.
Someone's going to answer.
Is there a world where they won't go down simply because the likes of Morgan Gibbs-White, Callum Hudson-Odoi, the fella that was at Man United, centre forward at Man United,
Alanga.
Anthony Alanga. Do you think that there's just enough going on up front to keep them up? And the size of the club, like winning at the City Ground's not easy. Is there enough there?
Yeah, the thing is with those kind of players, obviously was it a loan deal with Alanga? I think it was a loan, or did they sell?
No, he signed. I think
They
he signed.
signed,
Yeah.
The thing is with those players, the first season is for me as a fan looking at their squad. It's okay. They've assembled a new squad. They've got the new players. Yeah, we're here. It's all exciting. It's Forest. They're back in the league. But after a while, you just think to yourself, how much can they get away with it? Like, how much can these players really push on without them adding to their squad? Like, it's only so much relying on Alanga and all these, and Gibbs White and all these guys. They're good players, but you're gonna need other good players to stay in this league, and we know that there's better teams than them who's been flirting with relegation. And I just feel like I think it might be.
You think it's Forest time?
I think it's their time because of the two teams that came up. Because Leicester, Southampton, and was it Leicester, Southampton? Yeah, Ipswich. I think they're going back down, but Leicester and Southampton are very good teams. Like I think they're better than not.
If you think
Forest.
about the chasm between the Championship and the Premier League, history teaches us that the three teams that come up are in big trouble.
Yeah, but not this year.
Not Leicester.
Not.
What about the fact they lost their manager, Leicester?
Yeah, but they still got a lot of Premier
I
League
think it
proven
benefits
players.
them losing their manager. I think it benefits them.
Brilliant.
Yeah?
Brilliant. No, I just mean we've got their manager, don't we? So if they're going to be a better team without their manager,
No, I think that he's going to be good for you because he'll play an attacking football. Like the way Leicester took on the Championship was like the big dog mentality. It was like we're going to outplay everyone, and a bit like Vincent Kompany with Burnley. I think if Leicester had come up with that same attitude, you need to just sit in some games. You can't go and play 4-3-3 at City away. You're going to lose 6-0. So I think with Cooper, experienced manager coming into Leicester, I've got them just surviving.
you think Leicester survive?
I think
So do
Leicester
you agree
just
with Forest
survive.
going?
I think Forest and Ipswich are down, and my last one is Southampton. I just think they come up in the playoffs. They've got a bit of inexperience. They signed that good young centre-back from City. They've brought in like Adam Lallana. It's not that inspiring, is it? I mean, a great experienced player, but surely he retires any minute to coach. Like, I've got Southampton, Ipswich and Forest.
Southampton, Ipswich, Forest to go. You've got Forest as well. I'm going to just go with the majority here.
But I don't have Southampton. I think Southampton's going to stay up.
Who's your
there's
third?
something about St Mary's that is special. They've been in the Premier League for years. There's something about that club. I'm actually glad that they came up.
Who's your third to go?
Yeah.
It might be a surprise to you boys, or it might not.
I mean, Forest I found quite surprising. So this is going to be
one's
another
gonna be
left
more-
field.
Yeah, this is left field, and I honestly think it's their time. And they've been flirting with relegation for a minute. Everton Football Club. I think this is the time they actually go down, because once again they did incredibly well with the points deduction twice, so they would have been up there. So obviously they wouldn't even have been flirting with relegation. I just feel it's all down to for Southampton and Leicester coming up. I just feel like there's.
Do you not think that Sean Dyche just doesn't allow them to go down?
Yeah, but they're losing.
They're losing big players.
They're losing
Anana's
big
going.
players.
Braithwaite
They've lost
away.
Anana.
Braithwaite is getting Anana's going.
There's another key player.
I think Calvert-Lewin might stay.
They've also had big problems with their takeover. You know the American that owned AC Milan.
Yeah.
It's all gone wrong.
Oh, is it?
Their takeover's gone wrong for now, at least. So there's a lot going on, and I think he's involved with the stadium. I think he's loaned the money for the stadium.
Okay.
So they're a club worth, I don't know, 800 million quid.
Yeah, they're worth it.
I don't know if this guy's not going to buy them. It's fallen apart with 777. There's a finite amount of people that can spend 800 million quid, isn't there?
Yeah.
So who's going to buy the club?
Yeah.
Moshiri needs out. I agree that Everton are in trouble.
They are in trouble,
But
man.
they didn't go with Lampard. They didn't go the year before that. They didn't go when they had all the points deductions. I just don't think Dyche will allow it.
Yeah.
Pickford won't allow it.
They've never been relegated, have they?
Never.
Never been relegated.
There's
so
two teams
that
that's
stands
never
for
been
something.
relegated.
Arsenal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Arsenal.
Just had to drop that in.
There is, although if we're going to do this, just for the record, Arsenal were relegated, but thanks to corruption, they bought their way out of the relegation, and Tottenham therefore went down instead.
That's
That's actually what happened.
I'll pay for that deal now.
Yeah, he's called Norris.
Yeah. So I don't know. Everton, Southampton's a viable.
I'm tempted to just go with Miles' list here because I think it's brilliant.
So you think Everton down?
They could go down, man.
Forest and Everton
shoot
in the same
giant.
season, that would be a disaster. For
Everton
the
don't start well. We know what they do. If they don't start well, when they're falling, they fall. But they cling on last 2-3 days of the league. They don't find form again, and then. But last season they did.
Is it the last
man?
Is it the last
Dyche.
season at Goodison?
Yeah, last
It's
season.
the last season. That's going to count for something. That place is going to be loud.
Basically, last day of the season, it doesn't matter who they play, they win. Like, do you remember when West Ham played Man United in their last game at Upton
Yeah,
Park?
I do. Yeah.
Yeah, they're a tough team to play at last game of the season.
Should we just... Okay, what do you suggest?
My bottom three is Ipswich, Southampton, and Forest.
And yours is Ipswich,
Forest.
Forest and Everton.
Everton.
Okay.
But either way.
You have the final vote. You're in the middle.
I'm going to... Everton don't go. Okay. Everton don't go. So, John, we're going with your list so far.
Southampton, Ipswich, Forest.
Okay, now it all gets a little bit... So let's just... We can rattle through this. We obviously think that Everton just survive.
Yeah.
We obviously think that...
I think Leicester just survived.
Leicester just
Yeah, I
survive.
got Leicester
I think
just above
Steve
Forest.
Cooper will be enough to keep them up. Yeah.
Leicester just survive. So that puts us now...
So then we start talking about Brentford for me.
Yeah.
I got Southampton, then Brentford.
Southampton.
Right.
Then so I've got if Tony leaves, which he wants to move away, let's be honest.
Have you seen what he's going to do, though?
No.
In a way, I rate him. We should talk about Tony here. What do you boys think? In a way, I rate this because he is a man who is driven, totally convinced by his own brilliance, and I'm convinced by his brilliance as well, for the record. He's now potentially not going to sign a new deal, see out his year, and leave for free next year. He does it like, imagine if you're a Brentford fan, you must hate him.
It's never a good move.
You must hate him
Because
he's a £50 million player who's going to leave for free now.
You're an asset at the end of the day, and obviously he wants to do what's best for him. But I feel like he's
so driven, isn't he?
Yeah, he's driven, and obviously it's good for Brentford because they're still gonna have a top striker, and ultimately could keep them in the league.
Yeah,
which is more important than anything.
Yeah,
but at the same time, he's an asset, so he could get sold now and help them build a squad for the future.
Yeah. And also, say what's Ivan Toney worth? 60 million quid?
English tax.
One year left on his contract. I think he's about 28. Maybe a bit less, maybe.
Yeah,
if he had a good contract.
Because otherwise, if I'm saying 60 with 1 year left, I'm effectively making him £100 million player.
Yeah,
it's not that.
It's not that. 45.
Say 45 with 1 year left at the age he is. That's a lot of money for Brentford, isn't it? Yeah. It's a lot of money. When you think about their match day rev, that's a lot of money.
Of course. That's a lot of money for them. But if that's what he wants to do, if he feels like that's right for him, then fair
I think
play.
it's wicked.
I don't think it's going to go down right for the
No, Brentford, he won't care though.
Nah,
you heard him speaking about the club when he's been on holiday.
Yeah, in Ibiza. Yeah. Some girls come up to him and chat to him, and they're like, "Who'd you play for?" He's like, "You won't know him."
Yeah,
Brentford. That's mental. If that's my Fulham player, I'm going. Off you go.
I won't be there long.
Yeah. No, I think they'll be in trouble. They weren't great last season. They weren't great last season. They fell. They started all right, and they fell.
I'd like them to go down.
Yeah.
You don't have any problems
with the bus stop in Hounslow.
I have problems with them.
Rory.
No, not out of rivalry.
Yeah.
I have problems with them the way I have problems with Brighton and Bournemouth. I just don't like the small clubs. I like big stadiums, big fan bases.
They've got a nice stadium.
I want Sheffield Wednesday. I want Leeds United. I want Sunderland.
I also think like
proper clubs.
And I want Brentford. For me, I've always had this thing. I would love for as much London teams to come up to the Prem as possible. No, I'd love it.
You got to do it away days.
Leighton Orient, Brentford, West Ham.
I'll tell you 3 reasons Brentford need to go down. 3 reasons Brentford need to go down. 1, the Lego Stadium. Have you been to it?
Yeah.
Horror stadium.
I've been there.
Yeah, like just soulless. 2, it's a bus stop in Hounslow. That's it. And 3, I've lived in West London my whole life, born in Hammersmith. I don't think I've met more than 3 Brentford fans in my life.
I've never met a Brentford
I don't understand it. I live in London.
Yeah. I've never met a Brentford fan.
Have you met a Brentford fan?
Nah, not a direct
don't think they
Brentford
exist.
fan.
No.
But
they're taking up a valuable spot in the Premier League.
Yeah, we need Leeds back. We need someone with Sunderland back. Someone
I completely agree, John.
Get someone big up.
Yeah. Okay, so Brentford are surviving. We've got them around about 15th. Are we on this list?
Yeah, I've got them around about 15.
15, so 14.
I've got
somebody trying to edit this and it will be impossible.
I've got a controversial team.
Right, who's next?
Brighton. Brighton's manager is 31 years old. And he is only managed in the Bundesliga 2. What do we think?
Mate, do you know what?
That is a big task, and at some point the wheels have got to fall off a little bit.
They go down.
Oh my God. Things gone in here.
He could go down.
De Zerbi.
Yeah,
he's gone. They've got a manager who's 31.
De Zerbi's at Marseille.
That's
he just signed...
got them so high.
Mason Greenwood.
Their manager's 31 years old and he plays... I've heard he plays great football. I don't watch much Bundesliga 2.
They've got good players, though.
There's a lot of pressure. He got St. Pauli up, I think. But, I mean...
They've got good players, though.
Jump.
I think they're going to go down.
Nah, they're not going down. No way. Right.
Down? I don't think down. But they'll be like 5th, 14th, I think. I think it'll be a big fall off.
Go down.
Nah, no way.
They go down and good riddance to it.
Another team.
Right, 13.
13th, I've got...
I'm looking forward to when you two are going to say Chelsea.
So I've got Fulham. As a Fulham fan, I'll take this one. I
13th.
think, yeah, and this is
be a bit more aspirational.
This is the ridiculously early predictions, right? So I got to be where we're at the time of recording.
And we've got rid of Palhinha.
We haven't replaced him. We're linked with some brilliant players. If Scott McTominay comes through the door, if Smith Rowe comes through the door, changes everything for us. And I think that's exactly where the club. Calvin Phillips, that's where we should be heading. We'll be solid. We'll be great. I'll be putting us up, pushing 9th, 8th. But right now, 13th, around that, 12th, 13th.
I've got them in the exact same position.
Yeah,
13th.
Marcus Silva's a great manager, but
Fulham's a good
and that's a good return for Fulham, isn't it?
Yeah, we'll be fine. Stability for we want to push on, but
moving forward now. Let's rattle through some mid-table teams.
I've got 13th. That means 12th. I've got West Ham.
Oh, low.
Yeah,
quite low.
Bad season. You're not a Lopetegui man.
Nah. Nah,
I'm weirdly in agreement here.
Nah.
I don't necessarily know if I'd go this low, sort of bottom half of the table, but I don't think it's going to be anything like you know how they've been demanding for a new manager, demanding for more aggressive football. Now they've got Lopetegui. I'm not convinced it's going to go the way they think.
I slightly hope the wheels do fall off a bit at West Ham because I get so pissed off hearing West Ham fans moan.
Bazinga, isn't it?
Yeah, I don't like Bazinga. I just get so annoyed with West Ham fans, though, moaning about where they are all the time. And it's like, I'm looking at the table, I'm like, you finished 8th. Who should you be above? Tottenham? Newcastle? Chelsea? No, of course you shouldn't. And you've won a European Cup and you've pushed the manager out the door. I'm not for it at all.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Like, obviously, they've got good players. They've got very good players, West Ham. Like, they've got a good base. Alvarez, Paqueta.
Yeah, good players.
Kudus. They've got good players. But the thing is, with this manager, I don't know if he's going to play the right football. For West Ham.
He's definitely not the West Ham way.
No,
you know how they like to talk about the West Ham way and they wanted Moyes out to play the West Ham way. They've brought in a manager that isn't exactly known for his progressive approach.
Nah, it's not. It's very pragmatic. Like, and I'm just thinking with these players that you've got, maybe you might hold let the reins go?
Yeah.
That's right. Yeah,
why not? Shackles off, let them go.
Shackles off, let them go. I don't know. I could be wrong, but
I'm fine with West Ham there.
I got them around 13.
Fine. West Ham 13. Where have you got in 12th? Let's go. Let's hear your next 3.
Okay, after that, so the 12th is Wolves.
Yeah, fair.
And then 11th is Brighton.
Okay.
And then my 10th team will be Newcastle.
Newcastle quite low.
Newcastle low, Miles.
Yeah.
Newcastle.
Why Newcastle that low?
Do you think Eddie Howe leaves then, or do you think Eddie Howe won't take?
That's the thing. I actually think. No, I think he's going to.
Mate, if actually, what I'm talking, if Eddie Howe stays and they finish 10th, he's sacked.
Yeah.
Yes.
Before they finish 10th.
Yeah.
And it was a tough season for Newcastle last season. I'm not really going to judge them as much because they had Champions League football, so they had to deal with Champions League football, which is quite relatively new for them again because they've
made
been
a pig's ear of it, though, didn't they?
Yeah, exactly. And then they got European football, but I just believe that there's teams that play better football than them. The teams that have got higher, obviously, I'll tell you later on in the list. And Eddie Howe is a great manager. He's a great coach. They've got good players there, but I just don't think Newcastle's that team to kick on because they can't spend the money because of FFP.
Yeah, they are. They could lose Bruno. They could lose Gordon.
Exactly, they could lose Bruno. They could lose Gordon. Isak's still there.
He's a player, by the way.
I don't think they will sell Isak, but there's a few people that's snooping around their team, which is going to make them relatively weaker.
Is Isak the second best striker in the league?
Top 5. I wouldn't say. I know you said second. I wouldn't say.
If Haaland's better, do you agree that Haaland's better than him?
Yeah.
Yes.
So if Haaland's better than him, is anyone else better than him?
I'd say that.
Is Tony better than Isak?
No, I'd have Isak.
Ollie Watkins.
Is Watkins better than Isak?
I'd say he's top 3.
I'd have Isak.
Watkins,
Amazing.
Haaland,
It's amazing. He's at
Watkins,
Newcastle,
Haaland,
third best striker in the league.
Isak, yeah.
He's brilliant.
Second best striker in the league, in fact.
He's brilliant. He's going right to the top.
Yeah, he's very good.
Yeah,
If he goes to a better
Arsenal,
team.
Yeah,
feel like he should
100%.
play
I mean,
for- I feel like he
I'd
should
love him
play
as a
for
neutral at Arsenal.
Would you?
I feel like he'd complete you. Yeah.
He's very Arsenal in the way he
could
plays
play
the
left
game,
wing
I
up
think.
front.
Yeah.
You see that run he did, and people were comparing it to like Omri.
Oh yeah, when he was at
just
Everton
went
away.
all the way up, and then
Yeah.
up the byline. Yeah, it was insane.
Yeah, that's one of the that for me is the perfect example. If you know when you go name a goal where the assist is better than the goal.
Yeah.
That's the perfect one.
100%.
There was a Wayne Rooney goal where Dimitar Berbatov decided to like do some ballerina move on the
on the
touchline.
byline, yeah.
Wayne Rooney tapped into an empty net and got the credit, but you're like, hang on a minute, Berbatov.
There's the move.
There's the move. Right, Miles, we're in your top 10 now.
Yeah. You could carry on from
Yeah,
there.
I had Newcastle a little bit higher, but obviously if they lose Howe, I have Palace a little bit further down than you've got
Is it?
Palace. I like Glasner, I like the team,
Good
but they're
manager,
losing.
man.
They're losing players. Elise's
losing
gone.
players.
Gay could be out the door.
Yeah.
Does Eze get a bid? Does Chelsea come in for Eze?
Mate,
Someone like that.
I know he's only played about 20 games for them, but there's somebody by Wharton, yeah.
You lose them players. I mean, Gahey wants out, right? He's got 1 year on his contract. Don't think he's signing anything.
Also, mate, the
Gahey
clubs
wasn't
that
playing though
the
last
clubs that are being linked
Yeah.
with Gahey, the clubs that are being linked with Gahey, they're not going to be able to keep him.
No.
Like you're looking
You should
at
go back in for Gay.
Bayern Munich.
Oh, is it? They're going in for
There's
Gay?
proper clubs coming in for him.
Yeah, he had a great performance at the Euros, though.
He's England's best player by a mile.
Yeah, that advert he put out for himself was
England's best player by a mile. And do you know the irony of it all is? You know, as we were leading up to the Euros, I didn't make it about Gahey because I didn't know Gahey would start. But the position that I thought was England's troubling position was who plays centre half with Stones. Whoever it is, that's our worrying position. It's our best position. Like if you did team of the Euros, they've probably done this, but the best team of the Euros all together, you know, Yamal will be in there, and I don't know, Cody Gakpo maybe. It's Gahey. He's England's only nominee, isn't he?
He was quality. He made one mistake. I remember the mistake
When he got
and he made up for it.
Yeah.
And after that, he just
amazing player. But I think that Palace above Newcastle.
So
they've already lost Elise. They've lost Elise.
Yeah, he's gone to Bayern, isn't it?
Okay, with that being said,
Let's swap.
Yeah, I'll swap Newcastle with
Swap
Palace.
Newcastle and Palace.
Yeah, so Palace 10th then.
Yeah.
Palace 10th, Newcastle 9th. That'd be unstable.
Wolves.
Wolves above
Yeah, Wolves was down there for me.
Gary
Wolves
O'Neill.
Where's you got Wolves?
Wolves was below Brighton and Newcastle.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I had them like just.
I got Wolves higher up the table. You know, Wolves are a 9th for me. They're snuck into my top 10.
That's where we are, isn't it? We're at 9. So Wolves 9.
I've got Wolves 9. I think Wolves will have
above
a chip
Newcastle feels.
I just think they have a chip on their shoulder. Wolves were robbed last season of points with VAR. Robbed. Wolves went on their own against all other 19 clubs and said, "Get rid of VAR." Yeah. I think there's going to be a bit.
They were just making a
mobilising, like everyone's against us mentality. They're not going to get into Europe, but I think they'll be in the top.
I rate Gary O'Neill.
I rate Gary O'Neill as well.
They got robbed on day 1.
They got robbed on day 3, 8, 12. Mate, they got robbed every game.
The first day. From then,
that night, wasn't it? That night came.
So when Onana just came and just punched the geezer in the back of the head, and they were like,
last minute of the game. Yeah.
It's insane.
Wolves, Gary O'Neill, very good.
Okay, so now we're business ends. So top 8.
So 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, so I've got.
Okay.
I've got Newcastle.
Okay.
Just looking at my list.
Yeah.
That could change if Eddie Howe goes, but I think they'll be there. I think they'll be about 8th.
Okay.
7th or 8th.
Okay.
And then I've got Manchester United.
What? Oh, then again.
7th.
Yeah. 1, 2, 3. Got to do maths here. 4, 5, 6, 7. Manchester United in 7th.
Mate, so you've got Chelsea above Man United.
Yeah. I got high hopes for you. We'll get to that. But Manchester United, I just don't see how that is a stable place, even as a working environment from the top. Ten Hag's job has been literally, they've been looking for someone to replace him. They've interviewed multiple managers. They've come to the conclusion, we can't really get someone we want now, but we'll give you the job still. We'll keep you in there. That for me is crazy. Like, you can't be sick. As soon as stuff starts to go wrong there, the players, if I'm in that changing room, I'm going, this geezer don't really know what he's talking about. No one really wanted him here anyway.
Do you not think that the new approach from Manchester United, if there is indeed a new approach, so they've got Jason Wilcox in, that Vival's in, they've got this Ineos direction now. They're getting their business done early. They're signing young, prodigious footballers, stealing footballers effectively from Real Madrid in Euro. Do you not think that this is all...
It leads to why I think they'll finish 7th, because I think they'll have a better second half of the season. Ruud van Nistelrooy will be the Manchester United manager by Christmas. I'm telling you that now. 100%. He's come on their assistant staff. He's already, been a decent manager himself.
It's a
Ten
bad...
Hag's wheels fall off.
I know what you mean. It's a bad... Not bad, but it's a risky strategy from Ten Hag to bring in a Stretford End icon to sit there.
Yeah.
Do you know, the shadow of Van Nistelrooy will be cast heavy over Ten Hag when it's going wrong. Everyone will be going, get him out, get him in.
And Jadon Sancho. He's got Judas on the bench. He's going to have Jadon Sancho there in the changing room with all his boys going, we shouldn't be, what's this guy doing? Mate, if I'm Sancho and I'm starting to not be played by Ten Hag, how do you think that goes in the dressing room? Then you got Ruud van Nistelrooy sitting there on the bench. Ten Hag's gone by November, they're 12th, and then I think they'll be all right, climb to 7th.
Do you reckon?
Yeah,
bold claims. JCC.
Clip that. You can keep that one.
Yeah.
Where have you got Manchester United?
I never had Manchester United that low, surprisingly. I'm going to actually make a case for Manchester United.
Who's your shout here in position 8?
Okay.
Are we in 8?
That was 7th. Manchester United is 7th.
Who's your 7th, Mars?
Oh, Chelsea.
Chelsea 7.
Yeah.
Go on.
I take it.
Yeah.
I take it.
I got Chelsea because at the end of the day, Chelsea, you've got a lot of inexperienced players. We've got a new manager in Maresca. He's got a philosophy. He's got a style of play that we all know. A lot of Leicester fans have come out and said that at the end of the season it was a bit boring. And to be fair, they did get a bit lucky, but they got it over the line. You've got great players, but if half of the players that a lot of Chelsea fans have been mentioning, if Lavia's fit, if Reece James is fit, if I don't know what's going on with your club right now with Enzo right now. If they start Enzo, if they don't start Enzo, if Fofana's fit, there's a lot of ifs around Chelsea as well as this new manager coming into the club. I don't know. It's their first season with a new manager. If Nkunku stays fit, once again, as another great player, you've got the players. They've got a good squad, Chelsea, but we just don't know if it's going to work or we don't know if it's going to gel. And for me, it's a big question mark on the Chelsea right now.
See the question mark that you're talking about there? The only player that I think is actually clinically proven wicked, like top class footballer at the club. I put Reece James into this, but he's just never fit, so it's difficult. I think Caicedo's fantastic, but Cole Palmer is like the jewel in the crown. See if you're Cole Palmer, do you think you're looking around at Chelsea thinking, right, bring it on, this is going to be a good season? Or do you think you're Cole Palmer, who's recently been training with Saka, recently been training with Bellingham? Suddenly he's going, oh, what is this about?
Yeah, I think he's not so much, but he's probably thinking, okay, cool. I was thriving under the manager Pochettino. He was giving me the license to play on the right side.
He said that as well. When Pochettino got sacked, he put out a lovely message to him, didn't he? Thank you for everything.
Yeah, he gave him his opportunity. He made him play, made him express himself. It wasn't just stick on the right hand side and just cut in. You could play anyway. You could play cam, right, wherever, etc., etc. This manager now might be different now because he's a systematic manager. And with systematic managers, we know you got to be within the system or whereabouts for it to work. So I don't know. I don't think he's looking at the squad thinking, I want to get out of here. But at the same time, I think he could be looking thinking, I don't know. Like it might work for me, it might not. But Cole Palmer, I don't know if he's going to have the same season as last season because now
he's going to want more money. I've seen his contract. He's on like 70 or something, but he's got to get a big contract.
He's got to have a big contract.
That will come.
But funny, I say that because he's a great player, fantastic player.
Yeah.
But now everybody knows you're a fantastic player. We've got to double up.
Yeah, the second season is always harder.
Second season's tough.
Yeah.
So he's got that. Yeah, I don't know.
You've got a 7.
I got you 7.
Okay.
I got you 7.
And who have you got in 6? Are we going to rattle through this now and get to the winners?
Okay, 6. I've got Villa.
Okay, John, how are you?
I've got Liverpool in 6th.
What?
Ooh.
Having a laugh.
Arnie Sly.
Arnie who?
I know.
Like, come on. Jurgen Klopp has just walked out the door. Jurgen Klopp has gone. They haven't got the best squad. Klopp's been overperforming for years with that team, and I just don't see.
This could be the year they struggle.
I don't see it. I think Salah's starting to fall off a bit. Legs are going. I think there's going to be problems there, big problems.
Yeah,
and sixth for me. I got Chelsea higher than Liverpool.
That's crazy.
Right, Miles, I need to hear your top from here.
That's crazy.
Do the whole lot. Let's hear.
All right, so he's got 6. So I got Villa. Then I got
Villa in
6th.
Okay, 5th.
Spurs.
4th.
Man United.
3rd.
Liverpool.
2nd.
City.
1st, therefore.
For the first time in years, I'm putting pressure on my own club and my own manager. We have to come first.
Do you always do this as an Arsenal fan? Are you always, we're going to win the league?
No.
Are you that guy?
No, I showed you my list last season. I put... Yeah. I got it quite spot on. I thought it was 2nd last season. I just didn't think it would be enough.
John, let's hear yours rattle through.
So 6th Liverpool, 5th Tottenham, 4th Chelsea, 3rd Aston Villa, and I want to argue that. Manchester City in 2nd, Arsenal to win the league.
Okay.
That's what I got. And you're looking at me when I said Aston Villa 3rd. A lot of people are going to think, they got Europe, they're going to struggle Europe. Yeah. They just got 4th with Conference League on a Thursday night. They've signed brilliant players. They've got an amazing structure at that club.
They've lost one of their best players, though.
Yeah, but I feel like they're signing good players, man.
Yeah,
they're going to be good.
And they've got a brilliant manager.
They are signing good players.
I just think, look, my
John,
logic
the rigorous nature of the European Cup, man. Also, there's more games in the European Cup.
There is.
There's more now, isn't there?
Yeah, I know, but if you can finish... The Conference League is Thursday nights in the back arse of nowhere.
Yeah, but you're not going to the Bernabeu, are you?
Exactly. So you think that...
Villa 3rd is bold.
Liverpool 6th for the reasons I gave with Klopp. Tottenham
Klopp is
5th. I just don't buy into it. They need players.
Can I just quickly, 2 seconds, just quickly, can I just press back on that Liverpool shout? Because I think that's crazy. Klopp is a big manager, and he was Liverpool at one point, respectfully, because I know they wouldn't like that, but respectfully. So 20% was Klopp, 80% was the rest of the players. They've still got that spine. They've still got Alisson. They've still got Mo Salah. They've still got their midfield. There's something they need to build on, but they've still got Trent. They've still got great players within that. They've still got Van Dijk.
But what they don't have is Klopp, and Klopp was always the X factor for them.
Yes, fair enough. He was the X factor, but I still believe that they've still got a big enough squad and big enough and good players.
I think they do, but mate, what do we know about Arne Slot?
That is better than Villa.
Like Arne Slot getting that Liverpool job. You know when everybody knows I didn't like Pochettino. But the reason I thought we had to keep Pochettino last year was because it was a terrible summer to be looking for a manager. And that is demonstrated by the fact that Vincent Kompany went to Bayern and Arne Slot, who I know he has won the Eredivisie, but he didn't win it last year. Arne Slot has gone to Liverpool. Like, when you think about Liverpool managerial appointments over the years,
I just think they've got the players.
Big names, whether it's worked or not, big names.
Yeah.
Rafael Benitez won a European Cup.
Yeah, but But Rory, they still got big characters and big players within the squad that is not going to allow them to just fall off a cliff. Respectfully, at Manchester United with Ten Hag. Yeah, he came from the same league, but it wasn't as great. They fell off, but they didn't have those players. They weren't Champions League winners.
I'm not sure Liverpool do have it anymore.
They've got one of the best right wingers in the world. They've got Trent, that's still a great player. They've got Van Dijk. They've got Gakpo.
Is Mohamed Salah still one of the best right wingers?
100%.
No, not right now.
100%. He's still top 5, one of the best right wingers in the world.
Do you think he's guaranteed? You know how Mohamed Salah over the years has just been I can't think of anybody else that is more guaranteed goals. Guaranteed.
He scored loads of goals last season.
Is he? Yeah, I know, but it wasn't a good season by his own standards.
It wasn't, but
do you think he's still that guy? So does Mohamed Salah score 20 goals next season?
He's not that guy. Obviously, he's getting older, but he's not that guy. But he's still going to get at least Liverpool.
So Mohamed Salah's not going to get. If Mohamed Salah doesn't get the 20, Luis Diaz, the end product is just not there, man. Yeah. Darwin Núñez is one of the most wasteful, and they haven't got Klopp.
But they've got enough. They've got Darwin Núñez. They've got Gakpo. They've got Jota. They've got.
I think you're right. Yeah.
Even though they was lacking last season, a lot of Liverpool fans saying they wasn't scoring goals, and some of their opportunities, it was misfortune.
The only way they pull it out the bag, right, and it could happen because I do rate him, but they need the likes of. They need like Harvey Elliott to step up. Step up.
Let's not go here.
Curtis Jones, like those players really, really have to step up.
Yeah, but I just feel that as a squad, Liverpool's, and I just think just because of the experience of the players, I think they've got enough. They've got more than Villa. They've got more than Manchester United at the current moment.
I always thought that Jurgen Klopp was the best pound for pound manager in the world. Yeah. Pep Guardiola's the best. Pound for pound, it was Klopp.
100%.
And now they've gone from Klopp to Arne Slot, who, look, there's loads of reasons to say that Arne Slot will get it right. Loads of reasons. And everything that you said could be proven true. But there is jeopardy.
There is.
But
I just feel like the teams underneath them is just like, okay, cool. They're going through it as well. You've got a new manager. Okay, Unai Emery, like you said, you think they're coming third. JC, what is going on there?
He's not happy. He's not happy. I've given logic for that reasoning. I've given logic. If they can get top 4 last season, playing in the Conference League all the way until May, why can't they play Champions League? Realistically, get knocked out.
They have such a good manager. The other thing with Villa, right?
But it's the same manager that bottled it for us.
Do you know why?
I'll make a bet with you that Villa.
Do you know why Villa? Do you know why Villa could do it? It's Unai Emery, I think.
No, because when it was Arsenal, and we had to get
Arsenal fans always don't have it.
But you hate him. This is coming from PTSD.
No,
you're not using your head.
It's not hate. You know what it is? I'm using my head. It's not hate. Unai Emery has a tendency of he either goes for one or he goes for the other, and it's not just Aston Villa.
They're
or
a big
Arsenal.
club as well. Villa. They're a bit like Villa are a club. You know how people go, well, Newcastle struggled. Like Newcastle aren't like Villa. Like Villa are so much more prestigious than Newcastle.
Yeah.
Like, 1982, Villa won the European Cup. Do you know what I'm like? They are. I think they won it. I think they won it at Arne Slot's old club actually. I think ground.
Third's a bit too much.
The Quip. Anyway. And then you've got Man City to win the league.
I got Man City second. I got Arsenal. We agree on that. Yeah. I think it's Arsenal's time. Yeah.
Yeah. I think
it's been building.
Why not City?
4 in a row.
Why not 5 in a row?
Hey, why not 5 in a row? I mean, look, we wouldn't be surprised if they did it.
It's probably Guardiola's last.
It's probably Guardiola's last. I think. I mean, I don't know. The sanctions are going to build up. There's going to be some more talk of that. That's going to be hanging over them more and more as that gets closer to that date. And I think ultimately they're probably going to be chasing the Champions League, and Arsenal are going to be laser focused on this is our year. But Arsenal, I do have in my notes, they need to recruit. You need a striker. You need a goal scorer.
And
to win it.
So Mars, for the first time, you said you've put pressure on Arsenal. You need to see it now.
Yeah,
this is the year.
This is the year. I'm putting pressure on Arteta now. The first time we done it, we wasn't expected to do it. The second time, i.e. last season, was like, okay, can we? For me as a fan, was that a flash in the pan? Are we actually that good? Can we compete? Can we get there again? Yes, we can. 2 points. Now we have to get it over the line. Now I'm not putting pressure on. I'm not saying if he doesn't get over the line, he gets sacked. No, that's not. I'm not saying that because I believe that. Once Pep goes, he'll be one of the best managers in the league. But he needs to put that pressure on himself and he needs to put that pressure on his players because Saka's not getting any younger. Same with Saliba. Same with Ben White. All these guys, there's going to come a time where they might look at other players. I mean, might look at other clubs.
What's a successful season? So talk me through what a successful season would be. Does it have to be the league? Would a successful season be second in the league again, Champions League quarters and an FA Cup?
Sucks. It's all in context though, because if we're second and we're 20 points behind Man City, then that doesn't count, innit?
Yeah.
So, but I would love us ultimately, if we just won the Premier League, that would be amazing enough. If we just won the Champions League and we finish, I don't know, third or second, that would be amazing.
Yeah, well, I mean, you finish 10th and win the Champions League.
Yeah, that'd be amazing. But ultimately, what I do think that Arteta has been doing for his past couple of years has not really been concentrating on the domestic cups as much, i.e. the Carling Cup, which I've gone on record and said I don't care about that cup. But for him, as a manager now, not me as a fan, because I don't care about the trophy, but as a manager for him, he needs to win. He needs to win silverware this season. Even if he does a cup double, the FA Cup and the Carling Cup, and probably like another strong second. So those two cups kind of balance out. But he needs to win something, man.
This situation, Mars, how do you think the fans react to this, and how do you feel like the club will react? If history has taught us how it's going to go, for the record, I don't think it goes like this, but let's just pretend that it goes as history has taught us, which is Arsenal get to the quarterfinals of the European Cup and go out. They don't win any domestic silverware, despite the fact they've got a very proud record. They haven't won any domestic silverware since Arteta's first season. And you finish same points as Man City, but don't win the league.
Oh, God.
Is it go again, back it, or is there a shelf life to this? Do you need him to get it over the line for him to be the right man? Yeah,
there's a point where that gets embarrassing, where it's just like, we come second again. Oh, well, Pep might leave next year. And then just every year you're like, maybe he'll leave.
Southgate,
maybe he'll leave. It's like, he has ideas.
It's Brendan Rodgers.
Look, say you get... The thing is, though, say Arteta gets 91 points and doesn't win the league. I don't see how you can replace him.
Yeah,
it doesn't matter if Man City... It wouldn't even matter then if you finish 10 points behind them.
No, because at the same time, as an Arsenal fan, I haven't been competing for the last 18 years.
Yeah.
So for me to just turn around now and say, get rid of him because we didn't win it by a point again, which would be devastating for us. But at the same time, boys, we haven't been here. So for us to turn up our nose off this manager that got the, like we said before, got the fan base together, got the
wicked signings, elevated personnel.
It's amazing.
Do you know what? I reckon that if you're an Arsenal fan, I reckon that you have to kind of adopt this policy. You have to go, Arsenal Football Club need to hit 90 points. And if we win the league, great. And if we don't win the league and we've hit 90 points, still great. Like, there's nothing you can do about Man City. If Man City decides to go and hit 97 points, what are you meant to do? Like, what are you meant
98?
Yeah.
But Rory, I would say
90 is meant to be great. 90 points. When I was a kid, not even when I was a kid, but a decade ago, 90 meant you were a Premier League great. Now 90 mean people turn their nose up at 90.
But I will say one thing though. If he doesn't make the right signings and we don't win the league because of that, then there's a big question like, okay, this guy's taking the mick now. Because everybody knows us. We're not lacking goals, but we need another attacking threat and we do need a midfielder. If he doesn't plug the hole...
Yeah, that Kai Havertz experiment in midfield didn't work. Also, you let Granit Xhaka go and he turned into one of the best midfielders in the world.
Exactly.
What happened there?
Yeah, it does look good.
It's crazy. So if he doesn't fill those holes, if he doesn't plug those gaps, what we actually need for this season, which all Arsenal fans need, and even you fans can see what we actually need, and he's trying to do something else, because sometimes I've always said last season, same with Pep Guardiola, Arteta, not so much. Yeah, Arteta, he beats himself. Him and Pep, sometimes they overthink it.
Yeah.
Like you beat yourself. Just play the team that we all know you want to play. All this experiment party right back at the beginning of the season, all this stuff, losing us points. Just get the players that you need, and then we go for it
from there.
And we don't win it, then you said he's tried. But if we don't win it and you didn't get us a striker, I'll be like, well, you should have got a striker.
Yeah. Or if you do sign us a striker who scores 6 goals, then it's on you.
Yeah, it's on you.
Calafiore is a disaster.
Yeah.
Then it's on you. Yeah.
So it's all context. But yeah, I'm just putting pressure on my team for the first time in a long time.
Fair. I think that's right. I think that's fair.